Guys, all right, guys, making money with Gary. Today is August 19th, 2024, and I went to the post office. Today's Monday. I went to the post office early in the morning. I mailed everything out that I had sold over the weekend. Now it's late in the afternoon, and I had more sales between 12 a.m. all the way up until around 1 o'clock. I had these sales right here. It got a little kick, a little juice today, so I packed everything up and I figured let me send this stuff out today. I normally don't do that. I'll wait a day or something, but I'm just going to run this out. This will be my second time to the post office, so I'm going to show you what I sold. And these pine needle boxes are odd boxes. I make them myself. I tape the heck out of them. They're all taped up, sealed. I get the tape at a big discount. I buy tons of it. So look, I'm going to show you. This first box here is £1.50. The £1.50 is $40 in my pocket, 60 gross. The second one here is also £1.50, and that is $40 in my pocket, $60 gross. Okay, and right here is a 1 pound order, and that's $40 and 27 in my pocket. So that's the pine needles. Now I'm not showing you the labels. It has my customer's address, but I'll briefly show you the side of one. Okay. So now I'm going to go for the books. The books also have labels, and I can't show them. It's my label. Here's my books. Ready? Here's the books. Okay, now they're not going to be in the same. Oh yeah, I could do it pretty close. This book was $22. I got them upside down so you don't see the labels. It's packed really good inside here. I got all kinds of stuff to protect the books. Now, this book here sold for $10. It's a music book. This book here also sold for $10. Now, this book here is a golf book. Okay, and I gotta say, okay, I'll do that. This book here is a golf book, and this sold for $25. This book here is an old Bible, and it sold for $44. Now I'm going to tell you the gross price of all the books. This 44 book was $54 gross. This golf book, 25, was $32 gross. This music book, $10 was $17 gross. This other book, $10 was $17 gross. This book here, $22 was $29 gross before taxes. After taxes and after everybody, the total, the gross. Okay. Now here, I already told you these. So, okay. So, I'm going to give you the total on everything. All right? All right, here we go. So, the, oh boy, I'm slipping up, ain't I? All right. The total for all the pine needles, the gross total, the total for all the pine needles, 60, 60, 120, and then 40, 160. 160 gross for the pine needles. My profit in my pocket, $107 for the pine needles. 107. Now the books, the total for the books is, the gross is $149. What goes in my pocket is $117. $117. I'm pretty sure I figured it out that way. Believe it's maybe I'm. Oh no. The books is 101 in my pocket. 101 in my pocket, and 149 gross. Okay, that's for $5. 101 in my pocket, and 149 gross. All right, and the pine needles, I already told you that. So now I'm going to give you the total price of everything that sold today between 12 a.m. and 1 p.m. The gross price of everything is $309. $309. Now what goes in my pocket is 101 and 107, 208. I believe it's 208. Let's see if I got it right. Yeah, 101 for the books, and then the pine needles is 107. So yeah, 208. So it's $208 goes in my pocket from everything I sold. And now, guys, I have to go to the post office. But I'm going to tell you, I don't always do this. What I normally do a lot of times is what I do is I give a 2-day leeway. I used to give a 3-day leeway. I cut it down to 2. And over the weekend, you have the whole entire weekend. I mean, if you can't move something out on Saturday, they close at 12. You got to move it, Monday, which I did early in the morning. So that happens. And sometimes what I'll do on a Monday is I'll just get everything out over the weekend. And then I won't do my next mail out till Wednesday. I will let the stuff accumulate and pack it. But this week I felt a little more energetic. So I'm going to the post office my second time on Monday. And maybe tomorrow I'll kind of break off a little bit. And it depends on what I sell. I just try to keep moving the product and keep getting it out of here. Let me show you my room. It's a big mess, so I'm going to do a quickie. I don't even want to point at the floor. It's really bad. Here's all the books. And I know I'm going fast, and all these books here ain't listed in front. Here's all the books up here. Here's all the books. Books over there, piles over there, stuff over there, books over here, books over here. I have little piles under the table. I call them stack 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're my little stacks underneath there. You can see them. That stack there is the last stack, and way over there in the corner is the beginning stack. And all them books over there ain't listed. I have stacks over here along the table, and then the other stacks out aren't listed. I have approximately 2,800 books in this room, and I had 1,900 items listed, and now it went down. So I'm going to have to keep relisting to get it back up again. I'll get it back up to 1,900 again. But I've been selling, and as I sell, it goes down, and I beat them back up, and then it goes down. That's how it goes. But I'll get it back up to 1,900 books. I add another 50 books or something, I'll be back up to 1,900. So that's what I do. And I like to get big numbers because in the winter it's going to speed up. So I'd really like to get my books up to like 2,000 books, and then when it starts speeding up, I don't have to relist right away because I'll have them books set up. Now all these books on the floor here, they're not listed. Now the books that aren't listed, I just list them. I got what did I say? I got maybe 27 or 2,800 books in this room. And maybe I have 1,850 or almost 1,900 books that are listed because I am on other sites. But Etsy is my main site with the biggest volume, the most products. So I do have other things listed on other sites. I have tons of books. I've been buying books. I've been stocking up. I got a nice stockpile. I could sit here and go through the stockpile for the next month. I'll probably go through it. I'll try to pull a 100 or 200 books out and get them up online, and I'll be selling as I'm doing that. And I keep getting them up, and they keep getting knocked back down. All right, and this is how you do it. This is how it's done. It's a job. It's a full-time job. It's not easy. You think I'm just here sitting here like, okay, I got to go out and buy these books. I got to go out and look at them. I got to research them real quick while I'm in the store, in the thrift store, and see what the books are worth. And then I got to make sure the books are movers. I don't want to get books that don't move because they sit too long and then my pile accumulates. So I try to get movers. Now, this takes a long time to learn all this process. Nobody gets it right the first time. And you're probably going to, and it's good to have over 500 books listed. The bigger your store is, the better. The more people come, the more stuff they got to look at. So you want a store with a lot of stuff. You want people to be able to look at your stuff. You want to get new books that are old, 20 years old, that are like brand new, and you're going to get $10 for them, and they're going to sell fast. Just grab them. Do it. Now, you're going to get some books that are really rare and valuable, and they might be beat up, So then you got to second guess them. Should I take this book? It's too beat up. If it's too beat up and it has a little bit of value, don't take it. If the binding's good and everything's good with it, maybe has writing on 1 page or 2 pages, but the book is a good book, grab the book, you're going to sell it. I try not to get books with writing. I always look for books that are in very good condition. I try to get books that are like new, and that's what I strive for. And I try to get first editions. It's real important you want to get first editions, because first edition, they have the number 1 in there on the copyright page. And the first edition, or it'll say first edition, or it'll have a letter A, because they go ABC, and the A is the first printing. You want to get a first edition, first printing if you can. If the book's a rare book, even being just a first edition usually goes up to 1 to 10. So it could be a first edition, 10th printing. But then beyond that, it's no longer a first edition. It could be a first edition, 2nd printing. It'll start with the number 2 on the copyright page. It has the number line. If it don't have a number line at all, it still might be a first edition. If it's an older book, sometimes they didn't put number lines. So then you got to go to the government website and look. The government website, you got to go there and look for the book number and see what comes up. So there's a lot of little tricks and stuff I learned over the years, but anybody could do this. Anybody could sell books. Books are a big thing. I move 100 books a month, and I make between $30 and $35 a book. I'll sell a book for $8. I'll sell a book for $10. I'll sell a book for $50, sell a book for $100. But my average is between 30 and 35. I did a formula, and that's what my average came out to. So I don't put 30, I don't put 35, I put 30 or 35. So that's my average on the books. So if I move 100 books, do the math. The low end would be $3,000. The high end would be $3,500 for a month. Now, if I move up 100 pounds of pine needles, you do the math on that too. I average 27 a pound. Not all the time. It does fluctuate, but normally it comes out 27 because I make money on shipping and stuff. So look, let's just say I get 27 a pound for the pine needles and I move 100 pounds. That's $2,700 for the month. And then you do the math with the books. I'm doing all right. It's all right, I do other things. There's certain things I have to keep secret. I will fill you in here and there. But in 90% of my business, and you're seeing how I make money, I'm not like I do good. I'm doing good. I mean, I know there's stores that do better than me, but I'm doing good. $2,700 a month on pine needles, average, and $3,500 a month on books, average. It's good. I could live with that. Of course, I want to make more. I keep striving to make more. I came a long ways from when I first started. When I first started, I was selling vehicle car parts and stuff, and it was a dive. It was a dive because everybody was underpricing everybody. I was on a wrong website. I was doing it wrong, and I learned. I learned from that website. And the same thing, I was on Amazon. They were threatening to throw me off every time a book was I wasn't allowed to list a book, and you don't know until you list a book. And then they said, oh, no, you don't have permission to list a book. You got to be a dealer. Well, I didn't know that. So what do? They shut your store down, and they call you up, and they tell you, but they let you list it. But that happens. Some certain books on Amazon, you got to be a dealer to list them. That means you got to go to the manufacturer that makes the book, and you got to buy them off of them. Even the used books, you can't. You got to buy the books from the manufacturer to sell them. Otherwise, you're not allowed. So Amazon's kind of weird like that, and they have a lot of weird stuff where every 6 months or something they'll want you to prove who you are, and they won't take your driver's license. They'll want a water bill or something, and you might have to go to the place and get your water bill and come back. And I don't know. I didn't mind Amazon. I had like 1,700 books on there, but I was selling them from the house, so it didn't matter. I wasn't mailing in. A lot of guys mailed them into Amazon, let Amazon deal with everything. I was doing it from the house here, and I had the books, and I was mailing them out, and I'll tell you what, I was getting a large volume. I was doing good. But I'm doing the same thing on my store. And you know what? Amazon would have mailbacks. People would mail a book back sometimes for no reason. Not that I got a lot of mailbox, but I did get some. But I'll tell you what, this store here I'm in, this site I'm on, I don't get none of that. I don't deal with none of that. I don't get that. One out of a million. My site is it's more of a different site. It's set up differently. Amazon was just pleased the customer no matter whatever they say, send it back. It's got a chip in it. It don't look right. They ordered the wrong book by mistake. And Amazon would let them send it back. And I didn't go through that a lot because I did them out of the house. I packed them nice myself. But I know some of the guys that go through Amazon, let Amazon wrap them and stuff. I don't know if Amazon wraps the books good. I don't know how people get them books. Maybe that's why they're sending them back. Maybe the workers at Amazon don't wrap them as good as I wrap them. I wrap them really good because I want to keep my business going. So I'll put bubble wrap on the book. I'll put paper. I'll put paper again, and then I'll seal them with I'll seal them with a lot of tape, and I'll put them in these bags, these polyester bags, and I get one size fits all, and I'll bend the bag all around so it fits. I mean, I make it work. It works. So that's what you want to do. If you're out to make money, you got to do it right. And, it takes time and it's fun. I enjoy it. All right, guys. So, in a couple days, I'm going to have a different thing where what I'm going to do is go on a computer and show you all the books I sold over the last week or two. I'm probably going to get like 30 books or something and open up 30 windows on my computer and go through each book and tell you what each book sold for and the year of the book and, was it a first edition? Wasn't it a first edition? I go through that way. It takes about a half-hour video. I'll have 30 or 35 books. I'll show you what sold, what they sold for. You can keep that as a record if you want, so you know to look for these books when you go out shopping. Because I buy a large variety of books. I don't know. I buy fiction books. I buy religious books. I buy books on repair. I buy engineering books. I just buy a big variety. I don't just buy any certain book. I'm all over the board. I look for rare and vintage books. So, and there is money to be made in this, and it's not hard to do. Anybody could do it. It takes time to build it up. It ain't going to build up overnight. First off, to get 500 books up or 500 items up, whatever you're selling, it's going to take time. It's going to take time to do that. If you put 8 up a day or 10 up a day, in 10 days you'll have 100 up or something. And take your time doing it. Don't stress yourself out. List 5 a day, list 4 a day. On a day you don't feel good, don't list nothing. And the next day maybe list 4. Just keep it going. Try to average about 20 books a week getting up online. And find a good site. And you could do it. You could do this. Same thing with the Longleaf pine needles. Same thing with anything. Anything you're selling, trees, anything. I talked about the lemon trees, how they sell for $60, $80 a piece. They're easy to grow. All right, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really like it, subscribe. And making money with Gary. And you see what I did. Today is Monday. I did a gross of 309. I did a profit of 101 and 107, 208. I did a profit of 208 today, Monday. And I did a gross of 309. And that's both books and pine needles. 5 books sold for $101 and 3 orders of pine needles sold for $107 gross. No, that's not gross. That's the net in my pocket. The gross of everything was 309. All right, guys. Making money with Gary.